Okay, something a little bit different this week. Same model, different place. I wanted to go to a new place I found. I went down there and there's an event on, so I'll come here. This place is probably closer to walk to than drive to, but this is a little free parking spot just across the road. There's a big field and it's empty. It's a bit flat, but there's a hump at the end. Let's see how we get on. And I won't be hitting all the cars, bashing into everything like I did last week. Well, hopefully not. It's quite a lot of fun, this thing. Never thought I'd get into electrics. I always liked nitros. You can have both, of course. 6S again. 25300 milliamp hour Overlander batteries. Putting out 65C peak. It's an EZRUN Max 6. I did try it the other week with one 4S battery on, which I've got in my bag as a spare. But I haven't actually used these batteries up on this model yet because I've been crashing about in the street. I'm just giving like 10 minutes, 15 minutes here and there. But I think last week's video, most of which the car was on its roof, probably 14-15 minutes. And both batteries were showing like 55% left. But here we are, look, space. The final frontier. Bit of tarmac, bit of grass. And it's the first time this has been on grass. And down the end there, although it looks like it's a couple of people, there is a bit of a hump behind those trees. So anyway. In its natural habitat now. I can hear something rubbing or clicking. No, someone's not happy already. Quite skatey, these belted tyres. I think because they're not ballooning, they're not digging in. But I did want the control. This green grass might be a little bit more grippy. 62 pounds something or other a pair, these tyres. Criminal, isn't it? Nice little slidey bit there. Yeah, it's I bought a couple of minor tools, a couple of hexes and a crosshead. Didn't bring a I didn't bring a wheel nut spanner, so hopefully I've got them on tight. It wouldn't be the first bloody outing when I've lost a wheel nut and we've had to go home. I did mess about with the ride height on the shocks yesterday a little bit, just on the bench. I don't think I've changed much. I don't think it's the car to beat Mark Stampede, which will wheelie across here all day. There's definitely something clicking. It's surprisingly heavy. I put quite a lot of metal parts on here, so I suppose it's gonna be. Right, a couple of posts. See how long till I hit one. Only get about 40 minutes on this camera battery. It's a Q6, Firefly Q6, because it's a drone camera. A little bit of a hump here. That looked alright, didn't it? Very dusty there. Just hadn't rained for so long. Nice little drop off. Do that again. Was that front heavy then? Yeah, it's pretty smooth. That was me. I think I backed off the throttle too early. So I have got a bit of engine braking dialed in. I think out of 5, number 1 or number 2. Oh dear. In the last video I did, when that was flipping over on tarmac, because it's so low, I think these belted tyres, they were just catching the tarmac and it was righting itself. But it was all very violent. Probably not very good for it. Yeah, very skatey, these belted tyres. I have got some options. I got Big Joe's, I got the that was smooth. The non-belted tyres. Can't hear that clicky thing anymore. No, that's the trouble with these things, isn't it? It's finding somewhere to run all the time. I don't know where. I mean, there's a road track around here where I live. Well, not 2 miles away, but I don't know how they feel about me going round with this. I quite like steering for bends like that. Just get the end up wrong. It's quite thick grass there. I guess it's been in the shade under those trees. But it's been so dry here in the UK. It's unbelievable. But watch out for these rabbit holes. Let's get that stick off. Just a big leaf, I think. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm surprised it's still holding together. I have ordered some better battery straps because these were only designed for 2S batteries and they only just reach. And the battery trays I bought, I've broken one of these. Actually, I meant to put a zip tie around it, but yeah, I've got another one of those coming. Because oddly enough, I bought from the same seller. They're for the same car and they're totally different. One's really quite decent steel and the other one's made of cheese. Also, one's matte and one is gloss, which is odd. They look the same in the pictures. So I've ordered another one. Hopefully I'll get the right one. Try a long one if I can. Oh, something's spinning out there. If I haven't lost drive. That. I think I've still got rear wheel drive. Would have liked a long wheelie, but I think that grass is so dry. Try up this bump. Yeah, surprisingly heavy. I've no idea what kind of speed you get out of this. Just racking my brain all the time trying to find places to run. Really, you could bring a nitro over here. There's no one to bother, but they have events over here and loads of kids. That must be some kind of league thing. And you just drive past. There's all the tents and everything. You're not going to go in here amongst all them, are you? I mean, if there was 10 kids playing a game here, I'd go somewhere else. I think those back wheels are just spinning out. That green grass should be better, shouldn't it? I don't know. Do you like the drop-offs though? Try another one towards me. Maybe it's me bottling it and dropping the throttle as soon as those front wheels come up. It's too much time spent in the road trying not to hit too many cars. That was a bit better. There's something thrashing around in there though. But... Ooh. Yeah, so I think it's belted Badlands. Yeah, so I'm not happy there at all. And I think on 6S I got this about right. It depends on the terrain. 4S went alright. It's pretty stable, isn't it? Thanks to Ben for building me shocks and putting them on, because I made a right mess of them. Bit better. Whoa, nearly. See, once you got that front end up and it's on the wheelie bar, you shouldn't really need to use a lot of throttle to keep it up there. It's just getting it up there in the first place and not flipping over. Try again. Just dropping at the front. I say though, heavy car, maybe I've got it too front-ended. Do a little wheelie down the slope then. Steers nice. I got a feeling it's just the back wheel spinning out, but I don't know. Let's try up this bump again. Really, this is about 500 yards from my house. Would have been quicker to walk here with it, really, by the time I found somewhere to park. It wasn't on a meter. Quite a lot of hot bodies lightning stuff on here. So I've got a lightning at home. We've got two lightning 2 buggies, nice one and a smashed up one. 2 GTs. They didn't sell many, but I like those cars. I got a nice one with a 5.9 in and one with a standard HPI 4.1, which I've barely used. Got that as a bargain on eBay. A lot of the parts on it are not even scratches or dust on them. It came like that. I'll put some fancy bits on as well, but I like the range, so I've got a few hot bodies now. See what my depth perception is. Just where you really hit a post. See, a bit slidey, isn't it? Fun though, fairly predictable. I'll check this over for damage afterwards. I don't know how long the battery's going to last on this. The weak point on this, I do think, is going to be the motor mount. It's the orange one at the flux range, and I've just had to bodge it a little bit to make it fit, and it ain't perfect. There's very little metal holding the things together. It's surprising how many times I crashed this out in the road. It hasn't come adrift yet. I've been told there's a centre diff, motor mount, or yeah, centre diff and motor mount, I think, off of one of the Armour models that fit on here. Just have to make a couple of holes or something. I can't remember for the life of me which one it is, but I'll investigate that. So definitely want something better than what I've got on here. Other than that, I think it's fairly solid build, really, for what it is. Body shell's the other thing as well. Obviously it's a Traxxas shell, probably off of a Revo. It needs to be quite long. This is because it's the GTX2 chassis. It's like a 400mm wheelbase, but there's a Hobeo one, I think, which is cheap and cheerful, which is long enough. Well, I have to paint it, and my painting skills are non-existent. So while I'm just bashing around like this, I don't mind this shell, it's alright. I got it with a Revo I bought a few years ago, which I immediately bought a new shell for. And sprayed up. One of those graphics ones that's half painted and you just blow one colour over the back and there you are, it looks quite good. You think you've painted a shell. Maybe power's down a little bit. I have got low power cut-off set on this, like medium level, whatever that means. But, I think it's going a little bit now. Must have been there 10-15 minutes rushing around here. I don't really want to carry it back to the car. It's over that way, so say it's quite a heavy thing. I might just drive it back there while I've still got some juice left. Well, I got that 4S in my bag, haven't I? I haven't tried 8S with this. I think it will work to a degree, but I don't want to mess up the ESC or anything like that, just for the sake of a couple more horsepower. That's it. I don't think there's really any more features here. These bumps here, but that looks like a little bump there, doesn't it? Nope. On the back, you can see it there. That's an FTX wheelie bar, sort of to go on a Bugster or one of those cars. And I bodged it. It's actually screwed in where it's screwed in at the top. That's where the sway bar would be mounted. I just beasted in a couple of like self tappers, all the tiny little holes that you use the proper screws for the sway bar. I beasted in a couple quite a bit bigger, and nothing split open on the case, and it enabled me to use the whole mount of the wheelie bar, which is pretty rigid now, probably too rigid. And I know if I come down hard on the wheelie bar, I'll probably smash my diff case in half, but I've got probably 4 or 5 spare. And it was just kind of an experiment, this. But I'm loving it so far. Shame there's not any chums here, but I don't know anybody else around here that does this peculiar hobby. Hurry up. Yeah, there we go, gone. Oh well, it's been fun. I might just as well turn the camera off now, because I'm just going to walk back to the car. But that's it, that's cut out completely. Interesting to see how long that went. I wasn't absolutely beasting it. Yeah, that's cut off. Yeah, I'll quick look inside then. You've probably seen it in my other videos. There you go. Yeah, got a red light flashing. Yeah, these battery trays. That one's solid. That one's a piece of shit. They're quite hot. Motor. Yeah, that's quite warm. I did bring my temperature gun, I think. Remember where I put it? No, I didn't. Oh, there you are then. 35 kilo servo. I know the GTX have a twins steering like the GTs. Do they now? Questioning myself. The GT has twins.